truth, logic, common sense, that good feeling, and yes, even a little psychoanalysis, as we are once again together, you and I, to discuss Chad and Lori Daybell. And it's early here in Idaho. I'm sitting here drinking me a cup of coffee, trying to sharpen up my mind. Earlier, I went off the deep end trying to figure out this whole ordeal about whether I was right or wrong about my theory of who actually took the picture of the ammo on the shelf. I know I said in my last video that I believed it was probably Alex, but then I got the dates of Tylee's murder and JJ's murder mixed up, and I went on the community wall, and then I figured out that I had not drank enough coffee in order to even be putting anything out there. And this is important to me, y'all, because this picture of the ammo on the shelf could say a lot about Lori, and it could also say a lot about Alex, obviously. And so the question of whether Lori was down in Ammon and Idaho Falls on September the 23rd of 2019. Okay, let's stop a minute. We know that was the morning that Alex took JJ out to Chad's. He transported him out there. He was out there 17 minutes, okay? Doesn't say anything else in the murder indictment where he went from there. He could have left Chad's and went down to Idaho Falls and taken that picture and sent it to Lori's phone. Or the other scenario is Alex goes out to Chad's for 17 minutes and Lori goes down to Idaho Falls and takes the picture on her phone. This is why it's blurry for me, because East Idaho News reports that picture was on Lori's phone, but it doesn't specify whether it was sent to her phone and she saved it or whether she herself took the picture. So you might be saying, well, KJ, if it's not spelled out, then why even go there? Well, I want to go there to look at both scenarios, all right? The first scenario being that Alex Cox left Chad's after 17 minutes, which I believe that was long enough to get JJ at least in Chad's custody for Chad to put him in the ground. Or Alex and Chad, because Chad, it doesn't say in the indictment that Chad was in the backyard or anything. Remember, in the murder indictment, it talks about Chad was out there on when Tylee was taken out there. Remember the text message? Within 11 minutes, Chad is in the backyard of Alex, and he's saying burning limb debris and all that. We know the door is slammed shut on that asshole when it comes to Tylee. But it doesn't say anything that Chad was in the backyard when Alex showed up for 17 minutes. Okay? Let's just be clear about that. Does that mean that Chad wasn't in the backyard or at home or whatever when Alex showed up for 17 minutes? Well, a probable cause affidavit does not have to list everything. But again, you've got to wonder why they wouldn't say, if they're going to talk about Chad being there, texting Tammy when Alex shows up over there within 11 minutes, why wouldn't they say that Chad was in the backyard with Alex when he showed up, transporting JJ out there? For 17 minutes he was there. Why doesn't it say in the probable cause affidavit that Chad was there, okay? These are questions to chew on. But let's look at it. Alex goes out there for 17 minutes, and these are scenarios, okay? And you'll see what I'm getting at. If it was Alex, if it's fleshed out that Alex actually took that picture from the gun shop in Idaho Falls and Ammon and sent it to Lori's phone and she saved it, or it was in a text message, because it doesn't specify, then why would Lori be looking on her phone at ammo. What's the cause of that? Number one, we know that even if Alex did go to the gun shop, right, and took that picture and sent it to Lori's phone, we know that she would have looked on her phone, and at that time, y'all, Tylee is long dead, at least, 2+ weeks. And now JJ's not with Lori. Remember, y'all, that picture, according to East Idaho News and law enforcement, says that picture was taken on September 23rd of 2019. So we're talking about Lori having this on her phone. Tylee is gone. She's not around anymore. She sure as hell ain't out at BYU. And JJ's not there anymore. And let's add in the component. If Alex is down in Idaho Falls taking that picture, that Melanie Gibb and David Warwick are leaving Lori's apartment around, they say, now we don't know for sure, but maybe that law enforcement can bear it out on Melanie Gibb and David Warwick's cell phones. And if that's the case, that would it would be understandable that they never say anything about Melanie Gibb or David Warwick, but they leave. You remember David Warwick talked to Lori. They wanted to see JJ before they left, but then they left. And it's quite interesting. Go back to that last interview of Melanie Gibb. They asked her that during that day after they so-called left the apartment complex, Melanie Gibb and David Warwick, that they had several calls with Chad and Lori. And the police asked her in her interview, what were y'all talking about? And Melanie Gibb says, well, I don't remember. What a crock of shit. But anyway, let's go back to it. So we know Lori is at her apartment. Or is she? Or is she riding out to Alex's and her phone's left at her apartment to take JJ's body? I would think that Lori would have tried to distance herself from any of this to keep herself safe from any criminality about it. She sends Alex out there, 17 minutes. How long does it take, Wayne, to get from Chad Daybell's to Idaho Falls in Ammon, because in Ammon's, where the Sportsman's Warehouse and Palm One was, we know the gun shop was in that area. We just didn't go and visit it. How long do you think?
30, 35 minutes.
It takes about 30 or 35 minutes, okay? And we see nothing in the murder indictment at all about Alex leaving Chad's and going to Idaho Falls, right? But this goes back again to if Alex was the one, because we're going to look at both scenarios. Then Lori got that message of ammo. Why would he need to tell her that he's found a good deal on ammo? Why would he need to tell her that he's found the right caliber or brand or the price or anything? Why would Alex Cox need to show Lori that? Okay, keep that in mind. I'm counting on your comments with these questions, y'all. Now let's go to scenario 2. September 23rd of 2019. Lori says she was in her apartment, but Alex is gone. He's out at Chad's 17 minutes. Could she have gotten into her vehicle and drove down to Idaho Falls in Ammon to take that picture in the gun shop? And if that is bared out in the trial, which it could be through what? Both scenarios, by the way. Y'all, a commercial business that sells guns is going to have real-time and recorded video surveillance in the gun shop, y'all. There's no way at all that the gun shop, I wouldn't have to travel back there just to make sure. In any commercial business that sells guns, they are going to have video surveillance. So that's going to be bared out. We're going to get our answer on that. Was it Alex taking the picture? Was it Lori taking the picture? And if Lori is walking through the door at the gun shop and it shows on video surveillance, she's by herself, or better yet, y'all, where was Chad? Does it say anything in there on September 23rd of 2019 when Alex went out there for 17 minutes where Chad Daybell was? Chad could have been with Lori going to the gun shop to take pictures of ammo for Alex, to let Alex know, hey, you know, will they be able to show that they sent that to Alex's phone? Or did Lori just take the picture and thought, well, I'm going to take a picture of this because I'm shopping for Alex, because he's doing all the heavy lifting. And when he gets back to the apartments, I'll show him and say, Alex, this is a good deal, or is this the caliber? Again, y'all, why would Lori need to take a picture of ammo for pricing, for caliber or brand? Why do that? Why? I mean, in Rexburg, there were plenty of places to buy ammo. Who really would have been the one that would be so concerned with taking a picture of ammo on a shelf with little red stickers saying $26.99, or the caliber name, or the caliber brand? What I'm trying to say is if Lori was the one, and it's bared out that she went down to Idaho Falls in Ammon and took that picture on her phone, and it shows that she came into the gun shop and took those pictures, does that sound like a woman on September 23rd when JJ should still be with her? And she knows Tylee's not with her anymore. Where's Tylee? Tylee's at BYU, Lori. Alex is telling Lori this when Lori's been telling everybody before that Tylee was going to go to BYU, before Tylee was murdered. Okay? So let's look at that. Lori takes the picture for whatever reason. This would be evidence. Because remember when, she's being charged with conspiracy to commit murder on Tammy. And we've thought, well, they've got to have evidence of Lori texting maybe plans about Tammy's demise, or, with Chad saying it's almost near Viola. It's almost time to get rid of her. It's so hard to get the spirit out. It could be evidence of that. Also evidence of her purchasing the rings and the dress before Tammy's death so she could get married to Chad. That would be another healthy inference, but it would also be another healthy inference that Lori Daybell, on the day that her child was being transported out to Chad's for 17 minutes, she's in Idaho Falls in Ammon at a gun shop, basically starting again the plan after she's already murdered her own 2 children to implement the plan to take out Tammy, which again, i.e., is conspiracy to commit murder on Tammy. All right? So, what I'm trying to say in summarization is that Lori, on September 23rd of 2019, knew Tylee was not there anymore. And she can give any kind of bullshit explanation that Alex took Tylee to a bunker somewhere or whatever. But this was the same day that JJ was being taken to the bunker by Alex, because Lori had no idea that JJ was murdered. Give me a break. And it's the same day that on her phone is that shelf of ammo. I would love to know specificity whether she took that picture on her phone, which they'll be able to bear out, whether that picture was sent to her phone in a text message from Alex, who was in the gun shop, or, that's the only 2 options there. How did that picture of ammo on the shelf get on Lori's phone? Will say a lot. Also, the video surveillance at the gun shop, which I know for a fact has to be there, will bear it out, whether it was Alex going to the gun shop or whether it was Lori going to the gun shop. Taking this all into totality, again, I'll have to say that in my opinion, it would seem that Alex left Chad's after transporting JJ out there. He was out there 17 minutes, not enough time to dig a grave, get the paneling and rocks. He leaves there after 17 minutes and goes to Idaho Falls, takes the picture, sends it to Lori's phone for whatever reason, whether maybe he had to okay that he was going to buy that he was getting a good deal on it, Or maybe this was his way of sending it to her phone to say, okay, Tammy's up next. Let's go. Something that she didn't erase that picture. It was, maybe she did. Maybe it was in the iCloud and they retrieved it. Or she goes to Idaho Falls and Ammon to the gun shop. Either one, either way you look at it, Lori Daybell, Lori Cox, knew that Tylee was gone, and the same exact day, she knew JJ was not with her anymore. Okay, so how can a woman say she didn't have any knowledge before or after she wasn't the principal offender of the murders of her children, and it doesn't bother her at all? If she's that oblivious, has no idea, thinks her kids are off in a bunker, why is she looking at ammo in a picture on her phone and not having any kind of, well, something strange about this? Alex sent me this picture on my phone of ammo. What's that all about? Give me a break, y'all. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think and keep on looking.